Hello everyone, welcome to episode Showcase on Warframe. Today, I'm redoing the Gram, because last time I covered it, I didn't have the Rivet mod. Now the Gram actually, that video was actually quite popular. Normally my Warframe videos aren't too popular, but oh well. Actually got quite a few views. So let's revisit it. So the Gram, in a nutshell. It should be my first heavy weapon. As a master rank level of only 2, most players will get it rather quickly. But this also shows what it actually is. The attack speed of only about below 1. Yeah, critical chance actually 15%, which is alright, times 2 multiplier. Status is only 15, which is not that great for a weapon low DPS, but the damage for a weapon of this range is okay, with 15 puncture, about 70 some slash, and 15 impact. So you get the idea with this weapon. You get it earlier in the game, and it's not going to wow you, but how far can we take it? But where to get it, you go in the marketplace, go to melee weapons, go to blueprints only. You'll find it along the bottom there. And to make the Gram, you'll need 30,000 credits, 3 galleon, 750 salvage, 300 rubico, and then a measly 80 alloy plate. So yeah, pretty easy, it's pretty simple to build, for most cases, since you can get your galleon at Mars, which is a relatively low level area. Okay, visually, the Gram is, well, it's a blade. It's a blade with fancy neon colors though. This is the default look, although the tip of it is a bit distinctive. It's got a bit of flaring out. It reminds you a lot of the Armor Slayer from Fire Emblem, that's what it was called. So yes, a little flange out there. It's really neat. Now, of course, other than for the distinctive blue, the weapon's actually quite thin. It's like an actual blade. It may have lots of girth, but it's not very thick. Another thing that was a bit of a missed opportunity, maybe the devs will change it later, but that thing in the middle of the sword, it's a little disappointing. I wish that thing was spun, but otherwise it's just a sword scaled upwards. Otherwise there's nothing quite distinctive about it aside from its neon colors, its edge. I want to talk about the animation for heavy weapons, since if you're watching this, chances are you're interested in going to heavy weapons, but the big downside is they swing slowly. Of course, this footage is sped lower, so you can see the animation in its fullness. This is the rendering crane animation, which you'll probably be using for your stats. Alright, going on to my ultimate build for the Gram. Now, as far as I could take it, you can see I didn't really touch a whole lot. Attack speed is sped up though, got almost to 1.5. Using Prime Fury for that one. Now the channeling damage you saw I put it to 2.6 because I went for channeling of this build because I didn't think critical chance nor status is really a viable thing due to its lower DPS. Otherwise you can see the various damage, and also I forgot to mention earlier, but damage block is 85%. We'll take a look at that later. The derivative disposition is 5 orbs. Alright. Various damage, we got 72 puncture, 1000 sub slash, came out to almost 300 electricity, and 2.5 impact, same as puncture. So yeah, I forgot to mention about the damage blocks, and that's relatively new that they show the stats for that. There was no easy way to calculate that in the past. So yes, with most heavy weapons you'll get 85%. And small weapons will of course block less. Which we'll see what that looks like. I'll give you a good look at that. Anyway, there's my general stats, and all the things are pretty simple. Corrupt Charge is simply more channeling damage, but less channeling efficiency, but my Rivet mod here, as you see, it increases my status chance quite a bit, if I wanted to put elements on, that is. And then you got the 218% melee damage. And after rolling this 7 times, I didn't want to roll it another time for anything better. It was already become too costly for me at that point. So it's pretty much acceptable area where to place this. Let's go on to a test. Oh, Air Commander. That's a new Grineer unit. Anyway, let's get some Lancers. I'll get about, I don't know, 7-10 of them. Good enough. Let's see. Level. Turn my invincibility on, and let's think. 75 is too far. You know what? 65. Yeah. 65 will be the perfect level. And that it is. As you see with the base damage, with me hacking slashing, it does a rather pathetic amount. Until I turn on the channeling, and then suddenly, okay, this weapon's now usable. Not the most fast weapon, not the most graceful weapon, but it's alright. Of course, when you're still swinging around, you're reduced to a mediocre walking pace. But there's the interesting kicker right there, a charge attack, when you hold down your melee button. This will automatically kill pretty much any Grineer at this level. Well, the base level Grenier. Probably not a heavy gunner, but besides the point. Is it a good against Grenier? Oh no. That is a poor choice. An abysmal choice. The Grenier do not like to group together. These not the most of the base units don't. This weapon kind of falters in that. It depends on grouping. Most of the heavy weapons do. And this weapon kind of lacks the heavy in the heavy weapon. There's much better ones to choose. But let's go on to some MOAs. For the MOAs, we'll grab about as many as I can fit onto the map. And our level, we'll put it to level 70. Yeah, 70 will be fine. Alright, when it comes to the Corpus, it's a bit easier because they do like to group together, at least the MOAs do. And you can get multiple of them pretty easily. And with a charge attack, again, you can kill them in one hit. Although I don't think it's really needed, a charge attack. It's far too slow, and the weapon does good enough damage against these levels. I wouldn't go too much higher, if at all, because at that point you might not be cutting through them so quickly. Otherwise, this is amusing, this is good. So kind of like what I expected out of a heavy weapon. But still, it's not too bad for a heavy weapon you get at Master Rank 2. It's still pretty good. But now the question is, how does it go against the Infestation? Well, that's where heavy weapons shine the best, is against Infestation. The overwhelming majority of them are slash-based, and bigger weapons means better range, and Infestation likes to come at you in droves. And that's exactly what happens here. You cut them down rather quickly. I think level 80 was still a little too low, but I think it's the perfect zone to test this at. As you see how with channeling damage, I just cut right through them like butter. Very nice. Although probably if they jump to level 90, the story might start to change, but besides the point. Now, about that block damage. I got a heavy gunner there, corrupt heavy gunner. You see he cuts through me relatively very quickly. If I don't dodge, I get killed incredibly quick. Alright, let's get some shields back. And let's see, you can see there that I'm now blocking. And it's okay. It's not amazing, but I guess you can approach some targets if you don't want to bullet jump. Although I find blocking to be very arbitrary of a move to do. When you can just roll up to your opponent and get them right up to them really quick. But now, how well does the Gram kill level 150 heavy gunner? Do we really need to ask this question? It's abysmal. It's not going to do it. Maybe it could if, you went at it long enough, but same thing we said about the Lado. But, as you can see, I'm not really getting anywhere. So, let's move on to the score and pros and cons. Moving on to the pros and cons of the Gram. Well, on the pros, it is the fastest swinging heavy weapon. Well, it's not saying a whole lot, given it's the lightest heavy weapon by the looks of it. Alright, and it is also a low mastery requirement, so most green members will probably get this weapon and try it, and might toss it, might not. And that's kind of it for the pros, in my opinion. On the cons, it is the weakest of the heavy weapons, easily, and by design. I guess there comes a lot of things in cons, but I guess the only other con is it doesn't really have any distinctive qualities to it. It's a base build weapon in some aspects. We still have the channeling, but that doesn't really... all weapons can channel. Okay, but that's enough for pros and cons. The score, for the Gram anyway, damage, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's a damage that's much greater than a lot of melee weapons, but when it comes to the heavy weapons, it's last, by design. Reach, though, is pretty good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. For this weapon actually reaches quite far compared to most other weapons. Because it's a heavy weapon, it's how the animation swings, and you can easily get it. When you put a reach on it, you probably hit a lot more. But reach on this is a bit wasted. Design, I'm going to give that 5 out of 10. It's designed to be a beginner weapon, it's designed to be weak. It's the point of it. It fulfills what it needs to, for a green rookie. Speed, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10. It's faster than all the heavy weapons, but that's not saying a whole lot. It's definitely on the slower end, but it's not a snail, but definitely a turtle pace. Muscleus, I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. It's a beginner's weapon, and just that. A beginner weapon for heavy users. So, should you keep it? Probably not. There's much better heavy weapons, and probably other things better worth your time. So in total, I give the Gram 26 out of 50. It's good. Good as a beginner good. And Another pointless judgment section since I shown the hand a little too early, but it's clear they're cut and dry, not worth it. It's simply a beginner's weapon. If it was amusing to take it this far, I wouldn't take this far willingly if I wasn't doing this series. I would just probably toss it to the side. It's a beginner weapon for heavy users. Nothing more, nothing less. It fills that, and nothing more. That's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank all for watching and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.